Welcome to devlog number 3. Some updates have been done. I moved also the ship into a different location so that I can show off some of the core changes. And changes with regards to just a pop-up menu and all that, but in the upper right hand corner or where we have the components, whenever you use them, they're pre-booked. So they should show yellow. So for example, storage, plastic and metal was consumed. When I go science, more metal and more plastics are consumed along with processors, chips and all that. Likewise, dismantling it will revert back the resources. There's a time delay for when the items show up. There will be some animation with regards to the creation of it, etc., etc. There will be more work done on the inside to make it more fun visually. Beyond that, not much else changed with regards to the thrusters and all that. Key changes are on the overall environment to have some lighting changes and shader changes and visual representations. Also, we have health on the player now. So when we initiate a storm, it will start damaging the ship unless you're in the shadow of the planet. So first I'll demonstrate the normal storm event. So activating the storm. The storm is going on. There's still some graphical issues left and right, but there we go. Health is going down because I am not within the or hiding behind the planet. There should be a visual cue for the background disappearing once the storm passes. We're still working on that. But let's now move into the planet's background. So if I go in, there should be some change in shadow indicating that I'm now within the planet's area. Likewise, there should be a graphical changes or power generation changes when you are in shadow. Might add extra beacon lights and things like that on the different components and make it a bit more darker, etc., etc. So now that I'm within the planetary background, when I activate the storm still goes on through, ignoring some of the graphical glitches. You're now within the tunnel of the planet's shadow and your health is basically non-changing, right? So that's the key thing. Obviously, red light and everything else still needs to be tweaked or turned off in general, but that's sort of the key thing. So now that that core is implemented, docking and all that has not been changed, mainly the construction and the effects of actual damage to the ship. Later on there will be visual cues of damage, some texture changes eventually. For some of the larger components there will be actual physical damage to the components you're hovering or pulling behind. Additionally, I made the ship much larger so that it feels that it can pull all that weight behind it. There's also additional parts later on in the next devlog. Hopefully I'll show additional engines and all that. So the key items going forwards is mainly working on the background, aka the shaders and all that, to indicate that. Likewise, let me get out of the shadow of the planet. Again, the graphics should represent that the moment I leave the shadow, the background should darken. I'm still debating whether or not that should basically be, at least it was. Oh well. But the key changes will be that the background, the stars and all that should be less visible when you're in direct sunlight, only more visible when you're in a direct shadow of the planet. So if I activate it now, let's see, did I glitch out the storm? No, the damage is still taking place, so that's all fine. And the damage stops when the second wave hits, so this should now dissipate and all that. Okay, so that's basically devlog number 3 for today. Thank you.